No more Markiplier. No more Markiplier lore. We're done. Next thing we're going to talk about now. For those of you who might not know, I'm a language geek. I'm a wannabe polyglot, I say. So now, part of that entails me taking Chinese in my university, is where that was getting to and where that was going, which was very long to get there. Oh, Wojiaozak! Which, you know, I'm not learning a lot. Let's be real, that's all I really know. Wojiaozak! I know more than that, but, like, I don't know. It's stupid. But, you know, the reason I have not learned so much in that class is due to days when we do, like, not much of anything. For example, we had a day where we spent half the class. Now, this is a double the length class. So this is a 2 hour and 30-minute long class. We spent half of that, more than half of that, watching a bunch of nonsense videos. And I picked 2 of them out to watch with you because I wanted to share with you all my pain. Now, controversy alert. This might be a little bit of a controversial video. I'm feeling a little bit like Mr. Beat, who today also just felt very controversial and decided to put out an Israel versus Palestine video. Very fucking bold, Mr. Beat. He literally just posted that. I was watching it before I went live. But, you know, what the fuck was I saying? Where was I going with that? Oh, yeah, I decided to be controversial today. Now, before I go any further, I don't want any motherfucker in here or in the comments saying that I'm a China supporter. I'm a China... Excuse me, Jesus. I'm a China supporter. I'm a China lover. Like, you know, because bad government, you know, I get it. Now, listen. Listen. I will be frank with you. My politics do trend towards the left. Trend towards socialism. But that does not mean I'm like, cool, Communist Party of China, the fucking PRC is really cool. Everything they do is good. Not at all, you know. But I'm also not on the completely other end of that, or no, not the complete other end of that. But I'm not on the end of like most Americans, who are like, China bad, China super bad in everything they do, China, America way better. You know, I think there are some things that, you know, they're horrific things and great things that China does. There are horrific things and great things that America does, you know. You pick and choose, you know, that sort of thing. And so if you hear me complimenting China or like saying things nice, don't just assume and be a dumbass, because I've had many people do that before. And it's very annoying. Now saying that, during my Chinese class, we were just watching videos like this. High-speed railway construction race. Now, I've ranted about this before. I fucking hate living in America. And the reason that is because we have goddamn shit public transport. Denver has a little bit of public transport, but it's pretty unreliable. And I can't legitimately do that with my schedule because you have to wait at least like 20 to 40 minutes sometimes for a bus. And like, that's fucking crazy. And the routes don't always go from like suburb to suburb, which is what I would need to get to where I would need to go. And it's very limited. And it's always annoyed the fuck out of me because like every other country in the world, not every other country in the world, that was a big statement. Many other developed countries have like excellent public transportation. Like I was just in Istanbul, Turkey, more places than just Istanbul. That metro system was goated as fuck. Their public transport was crazy. It took me to a rural ass town in the middle of bumfuck nowhere from Izmir. And I'm sure there's ways to get from everywhere to anywhere there. In America, that shit does not exist. I mean, it does, but it's fucking bad. It's real bad. Like, they have, like, this shuttle buses that go fucking city to city, but I've taken it. They take forever. They suck. It's literally just a bus. It costs a fuck ton of money. It's stupid. I don't know. But, like, they got, like, high-speed shit in other parts of the world. And this was just kind of rubbing it in for me, this whole video that she was showing. And it was just painful because not only... Like, my expectations were pretty low for this video for the USA. Like, I was expecting to see them barely show up on here. But I didn't know it was this fucking bad. So let's check this out. I guess there's cool, epic music, so I'm gonna put my headphones on. Oh, yeah. Alright, we're gonna speed this up, because, yeah, 1.5. So we got Japan, of course, coming out strong. Then we got France going up. Now, one thing with Japan, they only got so much that they can do because it's, you know, a smaller country. So I'm gonna turn this down actually. So, you know, I'm not expecting Japan to stay on top for too long, which is what I'm kind of going over my thoughts when I first watched this, but, you know, pretty standard stuff. What year are we in? 1980, you know, only like the really developed nations nowadays are making this shit. This is high-speed rail, by the way. High-speed rail. So we got Germany sneaking up on the board. Making moves, making moves. Spain on there, France, Germany, UK. The fucking UK, bruvs. Making a jump on it, you know. Alright, Belgium, 88, so, you know. There we go, USA. You know, I was waiting for it. Look at that. So we got up to 735. So let's see if that shit moves anywhere. Let's see. Oh, fuck, I did not mean to open this bullshit. So, not much movement so far. 735. We got China exploding on, which is the whole point of us watching this in the class, you know, kind of stupid. Oh, no, USA, no! We're at the very bottom here. Still no growth. We're at 2013 now. When did we get on the board? It was 2000, yeah, we got 2000. It's 2013 now. We're fucking 14 years, no more. Fuck that, bro. Of course, China's in first. Oh, there goes the USA. South Korea beaten. And, you know, we've got all this fucking land, man, like China does. We've got all this fucking room, all this fucking these people to take advantage of the public transport. And realistically, we should be on par with China, if not further. I mean, maybe a little bit less because they have more people than us, but like, what the fuck, dude? You see how ridiculous this is? And like, you want to know why this is not happening here? Is because this is not profitable. That is one of the main reasons in America, in hyper-capitalist America, we will almost never get public transport unless a major attitude shift occurs. But, so yeah, I was kind of going fucking insane watching that in my Chinese class, being like, wow, that's awesome. Great, thanks my Chinese teacher for just rubbing it the fuck in that we have jack shit for high-speed rail, and then just, you know, seeing us, like, limply hop on there in the middle of the list, and then just fall off the list. Did you know Nigeria has more high-speed rail right now than the United States? You know, nothing against Nigeria, but Nigeria is an underdeveloped country. We're the United States, the most richest, powerful country on the planet, and Nigeria has more fucking rail than us. Like, holy fuck. Like, that's not meant to be an insult to Nigerian people or anything like that at all. It's just like, holy fuck, bro. And again, that's partly because of this fucking guy right here. But that's a whole nother discussion that I don't know if I'm going to get into for this video. But yeah, this guy is responsible partly for that, which, you know, some people like to call colonialism, which I think are kind of fools. Like, you know, it is a form of, you know, building allies in Africa and fucking getting them into deals, you know, sometimes that they that aren't the best for them, that might be bad in the long term. But, you know, they're doing much more good for these nations that America and Europe and Western nations have ever done for African nations. And, you know, there's nothing stopping them from getting on it and getting on the competition. What happened to capitalism? Competition! Global competition capitalism! Like I said, that's a discussion for another day, but I kind of ranted about it, and I kind of loosely ranted about it because I wasn't prepared to talk about it, so I'm probably going to get roasted, but that's okay. So, next video we watched in that Chinese class was fucking the unstoppable growth of China's high-speed rail network. And I saw this and I was like, great, you're going to just make fun of me more and make me want to die more. So, let's check this video out, I guess. The unstoppable growth of China's high-speed rail network.
Arriving in Nanjing after it... This high-speed train's arriving in Nanjing after its 190-mile-per-hour journey across China.
190 mile per hour. Goddamn.
people going to work or seeing friends in the city. Their passengers making use of what's now the biggest high-speed rail network anywhere in the world. But that statement doesn't really come anywhere near close to explaining what this actually is. 2/3 of the world's entire high-speed rail network is now in China. In the 12 years since its first line opened, the country has dramatically outbuilt every other nation, and now plans to double the size of its high-speed network in just the next 15 years.
That's crazy. And we still don't have one. Or we do, but we'll see.
The country's economy has boomed, cities have exploded, and the rest of the world's been left wondering how they'll ever come close to building at such an insatiable pace. This is the unstoppable high-speed growth of China's high-speed rail network, explained. There are high-speed rail networks around the world, but then there's the network in China. It's an insanely large web of track that's helped to ignite an economic powerhouse. In little over a decade, the country's built enough high-speed lines to almost circle the globe, and the system welcomed 1.7 billion.
Look at that. Look at that map. Hold
the
on.
country's built enough high-speed lines to almost...
This is some big fucking shit. Like, isn't China and the U.S. pretty comparable in size? I could be wrong about that, but like, look at that. We've got the land for that. We've got room for this shit, you know? Fuck, dude. You know?
Circle the globe, and the system welcomed 1.7 billion passengers in 2019 alone. To put that into context, the UK built a high-speed rail line between London and the Channel Tunnel in the 2000s that's equivalent to 0.2% of China's current network. The new HS2 line was first proposed in 2009, and Phase 1 of it is due to complete in 2033.
Look, they're fucking making fun of London and the fucking English, bruv. Which, you know, normally I'm on board for, like, yeah, we got fucking shit public transport too, yeah? But you actually don't! It's great! You have something! You have high-speed rail, period. We don't got shit.
The US has one high-speed line in the northeast, but it's arguably not actually high-speed.
Look at that! Look at that! That's what I'm... See, look, we don't got shit. The one thing we do have, this motherfucker is like, is not even... Arguably, it's not even high-speed. Like, oh yeah, rub it in more, motherfucker. Thanks, dude. You're cool.
And California's new line won't open before 2029. Of course,
Great.
The approach to high-speed rail...
We'll finally have two... like China's 80.
in these countries is very different, and we'll come back to that a little later on. To properly understand how this jaw-dropping network came to be and where it's headed, you need to look at the story of modern China. Since the 1980s, the country has roughly doubled its GDP every 8 years. More than 800 million people have been lifted out of poverty, and between the year 2000 and 2018, over 47% of the population has risen to middle-class status. Cities few had heard of 20 years ago are now vast metropolises. Across the country, skyscrapers soar above your head, factories teem with activity, and trade booms. This isn't all down to high-speed rail. The fast lines have played...
Yeah, but you get the point pretty much. I'm kind of getting bored of this and zoning out. But yeah, I was just sitting there watching and I'm like, yeah, rub it in, motherfucker. Yeah, cool, awesome. You know, but there's one other point I wanted to see where they kind of go into detail about this little guy right here.
China's case for high-speed rail continues to strengthen. The lines it's built have drastically shortened journey times, improved safety, reduced carbon emissions, and allowed many Chinese people from rural or less developed areas to access the country's
There we go.
massive
This is what I
cities.
wanted.
Studies have also found that tourism increases by around 20% in provinces connected to the high-speed network.
That right there is why they do it. Even our hyper-capitalized system, even within that, we're too stupid as Americans, our government, to realize, even though it's not directly profitable, it is very profitable in other ways and can be very profitable in other ways. Like, think about it. If you get high-speed rail in America, you get a town from, like, bumfuck, I don't know, like Pennsylvania maybe, or bumfuck wherever, and you get a high-speed rail going on down to New York, and you make, like, a day, like, not even a day, like a couple hours journey of it, like an hour, 30 minutes, I don't know. That's possible. Like, what? Okay, he said 190. I think China's actually unveiling, like, a new one soon that's, like, 300 miles per hour. But, like, what's, like, okay, what's a good comparison? Like, let's say, like, fucking rural... Well, let's see. I don't know why I'm doing this. I'm not doing this on here. Google Maps. So let's see. We got like, what's a good rural Pennsylvania? I don't know what was. Let's get it started. Good fiber. What? Okay. What's a good like rural area near New York that we can like compare for? West Virginia, like a poor fuck from West Virginia, from Buckhannon. A motherfucker from Buckhannon. Directions to starting point, I guess. Let's see how feasible and how good this would be. Transit would be, well, this wouldn't be accurate transit, but it's 435 miles. So 190, so that's, let me get my calculator. 435 divided by 190. That's a 2-hour journey, you know. I maybe that's a little too far, like maybe like, I don't know, somewhere in rural Pennsylvania. And then look at that. You got more like job opportunities, and not even that, like, you know, to Pittsburgh, that you can do in like an hour. Maybe that was a bad example in general, like let's say Pittsburgh, PA. And you know, 190, that's just the start of this technology, you know what I'm saying too? Like an hour, less than an hour you could get from there to Pittsburgh, you know, and you could have a way more job opportunities, more tourism. And you know, imagine like if like you had a rail going from like Denver to Los Angeles, and you know, like say you got a high-speed rail going along here and going 190 an hour, and China, I think China new high-speed rail, I think they got one that's like 300 miles an hour or something, which will run blah, 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 the world's fastest. Yeah, what is this one? Fuck. Accept all cookies, whatever. Give me them cookies. Yum, 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 yum. Give me the 350 kilometers an hour. 350 kilometers. I'm a dumb American. Give it me in miles. 217 miles an hour. So that's not too crazy much higher. But yeah, look. That's like a 30-minute drive from like bumfuck West Virginia to Pittsburgh. And you know, you could easily drive from like Denver to Los Angeles and have like a nice like trip of it. You know how many of these stupid states I would visit so much more often and spend my money in if we had a good high-speed rail system? That's all I'm saying. You know, there, even if you want to view this from capitalism brain broken perspective, like hyper-capitalist mode, there is a profit there. And you know, we just live in a fucked up world is all I gotta say. This is too bright for now.